You've heard about EA's commitment to putting our players first by building games and live services that deliver on the experiences our players expect. Great quality, out of the gate, and a constant commitment to improvement. One of these games is our epic, massively multiplayer online game, Star Wars: The Old Republic. Over the past 18 months, we've reinvented The Old Republic, not just by adding a free-to-play option to the game, but also by providing deep, new content on a regular basis that was inspired directly by player feedback. Things like Galactic Starfighter, our great digital expansion, new guild rewards, PvP war zones like Agent Hypergates, and a series of story-driven, multiplayer flashpoints and operations. The results have been remarkable. Every month, more than 1 million players are logging in, playing with their friends, and embarking on their own personal Star Wars saga. Our players are having more fun than ever, but we're nowhere near done. Next week, our Galactic Strongholds digital expansion goes live. For the first time, players can build a place to call home in the game, a personal stronghold that they can share with friends. And for those venturing beyond home, we're introducing guild flagships, multiplayer spacecraft that can be used to conquer planets clear across the other side of the galaxy. This game just keeps getting bigger and better. So, if it's been a while since you played, now is a great time to return. And may the Force be with you.
You are a powerful figure on the galactic stage. Show your worth. Secure a stronghold now. Exhibit your formidable status to all the galaxy. Adorn your stronghold in stunning opulence. Wield your prosperity as a weapon. Accomplish all of this and more with strongholds.
And now I'd like to introduce you to Waystone Games, one of our newest studios. A team comprised of hardcore MOBA players on a mission to challenge the fundamental conventions of the genre by building a brand new MOBA, Dawngate. Dawngate is built on a foundation of player choice. You can play any match with any character in any style you want. It has a flexible metagame that you, the player, shapes in every session. And because the strategy is different every time, the game is unique and exciting every time. The reaction from fans so far has been fantastic. There's a great community building around this game, including a growing player base across Europe. So today I'm very excited to announce that we're opening the alpha version of Dawngate's European servers, so we can begin delivering the best possible experience for players on this side of the Atlantic. And for those of you here at Gamescom, we've got Dawngate here all week, right here around the booth. And if you're not here, regardless of where you're from, you can sign up for the Dawngate beta right now at dawngate.com. Dawngate and the Old Republic are two games truly driven by our players. They're games that are constantly changing and constantly getting better. And here today, we're extremely excited to introduce a new online game, an original IP that we're showing for the very first time here at Gamescom. We think it's unlike anything you've seen before, an action RPG that could only come from the talented team of storytellers and designers at Bioware Austin.
There is another world, filled with evils greater than anything on Earth. We're the only ones who can fight them. When we stand together, we're unstoppable.
Everything dies. Let's begin with you.
That's your very first and very early look at Shadow Realms. But before I talk about the future of this game, I want to start with a story about going back to our roots. So much of what inspired the great Bioware games had its beginnings in the old pen and paper RPGs. And while gaming has certainly evolved over the years, we can bring back some of that magic, that creativity that a human game master possesses when authoring an ever-changing adventure right before your eyes. So what began as a quest to recapture the magical feeling of sitting around a table, immersed in an epic story led by a dungeon master, today becomes the newest game from BioWare Austin, Shadow Realms. Set in a modern fantasy world and featuring heroes that wouldn't look out of place in this room, Shadow Realms is the only online RPG that offers dynamic, cooperative 4 versus 1 gameplay. It's a story-driven game that pits you and your party against a player-controlled enemy, a malevolent force we call the Shadowlord. The Shadowlord controlled every aspect of the game, possessing, entrapping, and destroying with an insidious power. And you'll have the chance to play either as or against the insidious one, building experience and progression, whether you've chosen good or evil. Because this is a BioWare game, story is at its heart. Continuously updated story embedded in the online adventures, along with an ever-changing world, will ensure that no 2 trips through a realm will play out the same way. Beyond the story moments you'll uncover while fighting the Shadowlord, the overarching narrative of our world will be released episodically, playing out over time like a great TV series, providing an ever-evolving backdrop to the player versus player action. Each new episode will be experienced together by the community as it's released. Community has always been fundamental to the DNA of BioWare, and so we want to build Shadow Realms with your help. Shadow Realms will be available for PC late next year, but those of you here with us today will be able to play the game immediately following the press conference, excuse me. And for those not here today at Gamescom, you can go to shadowrealms.com and sign up right now for a chance to get into our first closed alpha coming next month, where you can experience our innovative online 4 versus 1 gameplay. We couldn't be more excited to introduce Shadow Realms, our next great story-driven RPG, to the legion of BioWare fans around the world. Thank you.